Yes, I'm laughing. And you're wondering why I'm laughing. I'm laughing at those who are laughing. Yes, those NDC members who are now doing reverse neho. Yes, I'm laughing at you. Those who are celebrating, I'm laughing at you. Why am I laughing at you? Because I believe that this election that we just did, the NDC internal elections for the national executives, the outcome is a triumph of autocracy over democracy. Yes, I mean it. I mean, to renew the mandate of a general secretary, to run the affairs of the NDC for 17 years in the midst of millions of members who are capable and willing to do a better job, this cannot be a democracy. In my books, it's an endorsement of a one-man rule. That's autocracy. I don't see how you can call this a democracy. Of course, there was voting, etc. But we also know that there was a lot of fear tactics used, hate campaign used, and and every means necessary was used. We know what happened within that long period of delay in voting and in counting. We know what they were doing. Or what do you think you are celebrating? You those who are celebrating, exactly what are you celebrating? Are you celebrating the defeat of Koku de Boule? You should think again, because you are actually celebrating the triumph of autocracy over democracy. Koku has given meaning to internal democracy in the NDC. And some of us don't regret that we took the position and rooted for him. Some of us continue to remain students and practitioners of internal democracy. For if a political party cannot practice internal democracy, it cannot definitely run a democratic government. That is also, I believe it is for this reason that some of us have always supported internal efforts to deepen our democracy. Participatory democracy cannot just remain a phrase, a mere phrase without meaning. Some of us think that we must practicalize participatory democracy. Some people are so naive that they are actually celebrating the triumph of autocracy over democracy. But the 2020 election is not going to be an autocratic election. It's going to be a democratic one. So those who are talking about smoothness level now, it means that you are confused about the purpose of these elections. Because the real smoothness level comes in 2020. So why are you talking about smoothness level? Smoothness level. I mean, I can't believe this. Smoothness level at this point. I mean, the election was totally based on a promotion of feelings of hate, while reason was totally buried, and short-sighted and selfish reasons took over. That's what happened. So I don't know if that's what they're celebrating for. Competence was not a consideration in the election that just ended. And it was all about loyalty to individuals. Meanwhile, don't forget, Ghana needs competence. Ghana needs competent people, and a competent party leadership will produce a competent government. And the opposite is true. I mean, Ghana needs competent people, especially after the NDC government was kicked out of power in 2016 by Ghanaians for incompetence. So the NDC has a choice. We can decide that the incompetence is our hallmark. So let's just continue with our incompetence and showcase incompetent people. That's fine. If that is called democracy, that's fine. But some of us will redefine it and look at it again and again, because we know what real democracy and true democracy is. It's participatory. So, for example, how strategic or even reasonable is it to elect a chairman, for example, a national chairman, for example, who in 2016, as director of elections, has been unable to collate the results for the party and has not even been able to explain himself? You've rewarded him, you've promoted him, he's now what? The national chairman. How is it reasonable to reward failure? Do you think one who has been rewarded for failure on a job will improve their performance on the same job, or even a bigger role? In this case, somebody who was director of elections could not even collate the results in 2016. Now we say, Aiko, you are national chairman. And we are expecting some gargantuan electoral what results in 2016. Well, I will not discredit anybody, but I will question and analyze everything and everyone that who is leading me. Yes, you those who are celebrating, think again, because it's just glory to mediocrity. It's total glory to mediocrity. And it's a matter between short-sightedness and long-term vision. I don't apologize for having a long-term vision of the future. No, some of us will never follow the crowd. No, and we shall continue to be a majority of one. Even if you have to focus not of course, not on what is convenient now, but what is strategic for the future. Some people want to make the NDC like the CPP of old, but some of us want to prevent it from happening. And a temporary defeat will not unsettle us. This is just temporary. As Frederick Douglass once said, there is no change without struggle. And this struggle may be physical or moral or both, but there must be struggle. So for some of us, this struggle, this internal struggle, continues unabated. Because without some of us who will take the other side of the view, the other school of thought, this party will go into an abyss. We need people who can pull the brakes, and some of us are there to pull the brakes all the time. Even if we fail, if we pull the brakes and we fail to succeed, but we have tried. Man in the arena, it's better to try and fail than not to try at all. So as for you, the crowd followers who are just happy, you're just following winners. I mean, come on, it's not about winners. It's about the ultimate win. It's not about winners, internal winners. So if you're happy because the candidate is voting on, you think that makes you now what? You have now become what, a superstar because your candidate won. Please think again. The real war is in 2016. This is just a battle. And grassroots members of this party didn't sign up for an autocracy. They signed up for a democracy. We sign up for a democratic Congress. And a democratic Congress we shall always demand whenever, wherever. Why must everyone be whipped? I mean, in the so-called democratic Congress to follow an old, discredited government machinery. Why? Why must we all bow to the one person and his coyotes who think they must be obeyed within the NDC at all costs? Why? I ask again, why? Is this what we call a democratic Congress? That you must win at all costs, even if it will cost an arm and a leg, even if it will cause hate among the members, you use hate campaign. What a shame. What a shame, NDC. What a shame. Is the NDC now a charismatic church? I remember somebody saying some time ago that we are not a charismatic church. The general secretary, whose mandate has now been renewed, he said we are not a charismatic church. And yet we are making it a charismatic church. Because if it's not a charismatic church, how can you have one leader for 17 years? That is a charismatic church. That is a spiritual church. Let's see how our old spiritual leaders will revitalize our party. But some of us double doubt that this is a spiritual church, and we reject such a notion, root, stem, and branch. And it is clear to some of us that some people in the NDC will prefer the NDC to remain in opposition unless and until they are in the driving seat. Well, those of you who are jubilating over this battle, you've just won a battle and you're jubilating. But let me remind you, if you are not aware or if you are confused, that the war is still ahead in 2020. And you alone cannot win the war. And the end justifies the means. So keep jubilating. Comrades the struggle continues. Our luta continua. The young democratic forces, we remain in full battalion regalia. And we will, of course, we will support this team that has been elected. And whoever leads us, we will support. It's NDC. But we will continue to criticize the shortfalls within the NDC. The NDC must be a democratic Congress. Just like the name says, it must not be a shambolic democracy. It must be true democracy. Ayazu. Still Neho, 2020, Neho, don't forget. Neho. Now it's time to Neho the MPP in 2020. So let's see how it goes. Ayazu.